everybody, thank you for signing up for the Chamber Choir Audition Google Classroom. This video is just going to walk you through the process of what you're going to need to do in order to audition. The first thing I need you to know is that all audition materials are due by next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. It's very, very important that you submit all materials by Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm cutting it really, really close to when I have to have my final list to Mr. Skipper in order for him to create the schedule. So please be sure to do that. There are 4 parts that you're going to be responsible for. The first one is Beautiful Savior. You will find all of this in the materials section of this Google Classroom, and I will also post it to individual assignments. But the expectation is that for Beautiful Savior, you're going to sing the melody line, which is the soprano part, and for Gentleman, you may sing it down an octave. Otherwise, if the starting pitch is uncomfortable for you for any reason, you may start the song on a different note as long as you're singing the melody. When you sing the melody, I want you to sing with a big full sound with the nicest tone that you can come up with as accurately as you can. And then the second part of this is you need to sing one harmony part. So if you're a girl, your one harmony part is going to be the alto line. If you are a guy, then you may choose to either sing the tenor part, which is the higher of the 2 guys' parts, or the bass line, which is the lower of the 2 guys' parts. But when you do this part of the audition, remember you'll be singing the melody and one other harmony part. So that is the first part. Second part is you're going to need to do a little warm-up for me. You're going to do an ascending warm-up, which will show me about how high you can go, and a descending warm-up, which will show me about how low you can go. And again, I'm not scoring you, based on how high and how low. I just need it for informational purposes to know which section you would be best suited for. What you're going to do when you do the ascending warm-up is you're going to sing it on no, 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 and you can sing it right along with the recording. I tried to start each recording in a comfortable range. And then what you need to do is as you go higher and higher and higher, you need to determine where you are done and just stop, okay? And you can even say, that's it, or that's as high as I can go. I recorded really high as I went up just to account for anybody who really can sing quite high. So no, 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 follow the recording, keep singing until you can't anymore, and then say that you're done. Then you're going to also do a descending pattern where you're going to sing dee 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 dee. And again, I started it in a range that I think should be comfortable for you, and I went really, really low. And again, as soon as you get to the point where you're like, nope, I can't go any lower than that, then just say, that's it, I'm done. Girls, make sure you're choosing the girls ascending and the girls descending. And guys, again, make sure that you're choosing the guys ascending and the guys descending. So I'll need both of those. That's the warm-up portion. That's the second part. The third part is going to be sight reading. Now, for those of you who have been a part of choir, this should be absolutely no surprise to you at all. It is the exact level that we usually do. It is in a key signature that is very familiar to you, and I even went so far as to mark do for you so that you would know what it is. So you have the tools at your disposal to play do for yourself. Now, I am fully aware that some of you who have keyboard skills or who have access to that could play it and learn it that way. And I understand also that you could take this exercise and literally sing it 100 times until it's completely perfect. And it's really not truly sight reading anymore. I'm taking that into account. It's fine. I mean, practice it. be prepared, do your very best job at it. I realize that this is going to be different than an in-person audition where you would have no way to see that that exercise ahead of time. So that's what that will be. You can take it at whatever speed you want. Try to be very accurate with the rhythm. That is one thing that I am leaving out of this audition just because I don't have a ton of time to listen to every little thing, and I want to only keep in the parts of it that I find really important. And so it used to be that the rhythm portion was separate from this. Now it's really just kind of looped in with the sight reading that you have to do on solfege. And for that matter, if for some reason you are just anti-solfege and you just have a really hard time with it and you think that the solfege is going to screw you up, don't use it. It's totally fine. I think it's helpful. I think that it assists you in knowing what note you're supposed to be on. It is not a deal breaker. I will not count points off if you don't get it or if you don't do solfege. It's much more important to me that you actually get the notes correct. Okay, and the final thing is going to be, I am going to put a Google form on here that's going to ask you quite a bit of information just about yourself. It's going to explain some of the expectations of chamber choir. It's going to talk about what that schedule might look like next year, and it's just going to ask you to confirm that if you score high enough on the audition to make it in, that you will in fact be a member of the group. So that's it. The 4 parts: Beautiful Savior, Ascending and Descending Warm-Up, Sight Reading, Google Form. This audition doesn't have as many parts to it as in other years, which means that every part counts more. That's all I can say. And this is new for me. I know it's going to be new for all of you, but luckily, you've had quite a bit of practice at recording things and turning them in for me at this point anyway, so hopefully that makes sense. I'm actually also going to just put a reminder sheet on there about how to record and attach things, just so you know. If you have any questions about this process at all, please reach out to me, email me right away, and I want to help you with it and make sure that you understand what to do. I really look forward to hearing all of your auditions, and I will very quickly after that Thursday deadline need to make a decision, so I will not leave you hanging. It probably will be within 24 hours after that final deadline. So best wishes to all of you. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.